Hey guys, Keon here, and today we're going to be covering my top 10 dragons across the board in terms of pop culture and other multimedias, and exploring the vast world of dragons. Before we start, I gotta shout out Hisoka, the crazy magician. I recommended this video 3 months back, sorry it took so long, but I finally finished and made it while maintaining my job. So without further ado, let's get right into this list. Number 10. Number 10 on this list is King Ghidorah from the Godzilla franchise. King Ghidorah is a daikaiju, or kaiju for short. Even though Ghidorah is classified as a kaiju, he's still a dragon sporting 3 heads, pretty cool looking gold scales, and no arms, and is just a bipedal dragon with 2 wings in the shape of a fan and 2 tails. It's a pretty iconic dragon, I think, when it became the arch nemesis of Godzilla when it was released back in the 1964 film Ghidorah, the 3-headed monster. And ever since then, it's been a part of the monsterverse as a villain to our favorite scaly friend, Godzilla. Number 9. Haku from Spirited Away comes into the number 9 spot, and if I'm being honest here, Haku's dragon form, the god of the swift Amber River, is such a cool design for a mythical Chinese-like dragon of the river. In Spirited Away, Haku is more of a protector to Chihiro throughout the film and made sure to help her out so she can escape with her family. Haku's dragon form has this green, almost turquoise green tint to its mane with a sleek long body with white scales. A lot of people really love the Ghibli films, especially back during the mid-2000s when they used to play them on Cartoon Network and other programs. And this movie is always up there along with Howl's Moving Castle in terms of popularity. It's one of my picks for this list, and I think a lot of people will agree to, or at least meet me halfway on this one. Number 8. Number 8 is one of my favorite dragons, and it's Bahamut from the Final Fantasy games. Bahamut is known as the Dragon King, and is one of the highest summonings you can do within the Final Fantasy series. Besides appearing in other games, he also makes an appearance in his own game, Bahamut Lagoon, and Bahamut also appears as an enemy in Super Mario RPG with the same name as well. Bahamut is a really cool looking dragon, and one of my favorites besides the strongest. He also has a signature attack called Mega Flare, and it shoots a beam that deals non-elemental damage. Bahamut also has different variants of Mega Flare, like Terra Flare, Giga Flare, and Exa Flare, depending on his appearance in different games. It's such a cool dragon design, and a cool dragon in general, and deserves a spot on this list, rightfully so. Number 7. Number 7 on this list is Spyro. If you own a PlayStation 2 or heck even a GameCube, you might have seen this iconic purple dragon around. Spyro is a platformer and was introduced in 1998. Ever since then, it's been an iconic dragon and video game character throughout the years, cementing itself with sequels, trilogies, and reboots. What's cool about Spyro is that in the games, he's tasked with rescuing other dragons from crystal prisons, and if you played the New Beginning, you remember going through different levels, fighting insane monsters, and learning new skills and stuff like that. Spyro, I feel, has to be on the list due to being one of the earlier dragons within the video game space that is easily recognized. You show a little kid or someone my age Spyro, and 8 times out of 10 they'll tell you who Spyro is. He's one of my favorite and more snarky dragons on the list, and is an icon living. Number 6. Number 6 I say is one of the most iconic dragons back from like the 2011-2012 era. Aldun from Skyrim is the 6th dragon on this list. What's cool about this dragon is that the whole premise of Skyrim was that the dragons are back, and with Aldun leading them, they were going to end the world. Aldun is also known as the World Eater and the Twilight God to the people of Skyrim. He's a jet black dragon that's extremely strong, and his whole agenda is that he destroys the world periodically. If you talk to the Nords or read some of their books, they say that when Aldun appears and shows himself, it means that he's bringing the end of time because of the destructive malevolent force or entity that can't be stopped, except if your name is Dovahkiin or Dragonborn, then sure. But I remember everyone losing their minds when Skyrim came out, and everyone beat Aldun. I've never seen so many people hyped about a dragon like this before, and honestly it's awesome. Aldun, I think, cemented himself as a villain that a lot of people wanted to be. He will be remembered as one of the strongest dragons in video game culture. Number 5. Fang, Roku's dragon from The Last Airbender. Fang has to be one of the cooler dragons in multimedia. I was originally thinking to put the dragon from Game of Thrones in this spot, but I think Fang is a better choice. If you've seen Avatar, you'll know who Fang is. Avatar Roku found Fang when he was just an egg, and together they became attached and inseparable. Not only was Fang a companion and friend to Roku, but Fang also left the physical plane and became an animal guide to Aang and any other avatar who needed help in the spirit world. With Fang growing, he ended up being strong enough to have Roku ride on his back, but because of a volcanic eruption that Roku and Fang had to fight, they ended up dying due to being betrayed by Sozin, spelling their demise. Overall, I love the Chinese-esque design given to Fang alongside Roku. The red color is awesome, and we get to see Fang in action a lot when we look through the flashback episodes. It's such a cool dragon, and one of my personal favorites, and it deserves a spot on this list. Number 4, Chibisuke Dragon Drive Anime. For the number 4 spot, let me introduce to you Chibisuke from the anime Dragon Drive. This dragon for me is a flashback. I used to read the Dragon Drive manga when I was in high school, and I used to watch the anime too. Chibisuke, or Chibi for short, is modeled after a traditional quadruped European dragon. What's cool about this dragon is that it has the light attribute. It has another form that it can go to because its space form is the weakest out of all the dragons within the anime. His other form is called Senkokura, and this form he's the strongest dragon alive to the point of being worshipped as a god. One cool unique ability that Chibi has in the manga is that he's able to change his elemental typing, which sounds actually too OP. Imagine going up against a fire dragon only for it to shoot ice or electricity. That doesn't sound fun, to be honest. If you haven't checked out the anime before, do it. It's called Dragon Drive. I feel like not a lot of people know much about this anime, but it has some pretty cool dragon designs and a pretty good storyline. It's nostalgic seeing Chibisuke and Dragon Drive again, and I'm happy to put it on the list. Number 3. Ooh, snap. Number 3 is one of my favorite dragons, and it's Elder Dragon from League of Legends. As a League of Legends player and seeing the Rift evolve throughout the years, I remember it only being one dragon. Now we get a shit ton, and out of all the dragons we have, my favorite would have to be the Elder Dragon. With the introduction to rotating dragons in Dragon Soul, we get introduced to the Elder Drake. Let me tell you, not only does it look so freaking good, but the buff you get from it is insane. It's called Aspect of the Dragon, which I know has to do with Targon, but that's for another video. But pretty much, if you slay Elder, you get this buff that instantly executes below 20% of their max health, aka, your enemies. And you can't fight Elder alone unless you just want to die for it, or if your name's Master Yi. It's stupid strong. I have not heard of any other dragon that can execute people like that. I know it's the buff and not the dragon itself, because if we're being honest, with Sum's Rift, it's a neutral monster. Not that crazy. Same with Baron. But lore-wise, it being an aspect shows that it's so strong. Not as strong as Aurelian's Soul, but hey, it's still up there. It's one of my favorite dragons, and every time I see it spawn, I just want to kill it and fight it. It definitely needs a spot on this list due to how underrated the dragons are. It's already bad enough that Aesol gets nerfed into irrelevancy, but that was my second option for number 3. But honestly, I'm happy with the Elder Drake pick. Number 2. Yo, for the number 2 spot, we have my boy Dragonite from Pokemon. Out of all the dragon type Pokemon out there, I picked Dragonite. I'd say it's the poster boy for the dragon types. Its design looks cool, it can fly around the world in less than 24 hours. It's just stupid strong. Another reason why I'm adding it is because for the longest time before the anime showed Dragonite, it was a Pokemon shrouded in mystery. In so many different episodes until you watch the movie and then boom, you just see this cool looking dragon on screen over and over again. I love its color, plus it's shiny as well. The wings are a little F for my taste. It kind of reminds me of that dog dragon from Dave the Barbarian, but I let it slide. But I think everyone can agree that Dragonite is the coolest dragon design ever. It's nostalgic, reminds me of Gen 1 through 3, the days back in the early 2000s, and it's iconic and deserves the number 2 spot.
Number 1. Number 1 is the best dragon ever, and it has to be Shenron from Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Everyone has seen Dragon Ball or has heard of it. It's one of the most popular shonen anime back in the day, and as of 2020, not so much when you have a new fresh anime coming out, but I digress. In the number 1 spot, we have the coolest dragon to has ever been recognized in pop culture, and that would have to be the mystical dragon that comes out of the Dragon Balls, Shenron. Shenron is known as the Divine Dragon, Eternal Dragon, and the Dragon God back in 1980. Unlike his Namekian counterpart, the Porunga, Shenron is impatient and not as friendly. Shenron resembles that of a four-toed Chinese dragon with green skin and antlers versus Porunga's, who's more like a Namekian. I guess you can call him that. Like any eternal dragon, Shenron can grant a wish. Unlike Porunga, Shenron can only cast one wish before he heads back to the center of the earth, and he'll grant any wish within his limits. He is one of the cooler dragons, one of the more iconic ones since he came out in Dragon Ball. We get to see him again in Z, but not so much in Super, sadly. I think out of all the dragons I've seen, drawn cartoons, anime, etc., This is the best dragon for the list. I think it's hard to pass up Shenron for Dragon's list. It's just way too perfect. Besides, his normal wish-granting form Shenron also gets a body in GT and ends up finding Goku and splitting himself into different Shenrons. And if that doesn't sound sick, I don't know what else. Shenron squared up with Goku, and I think that's also pretty like notable too, because he was able to fight him in GT, which I think is like pretty awesome as well. If you like this video, make sure to give a like, comment, and subscribe, and turn the bell icon for more videos that I post. Let me know what your favorite dragon is in the comment section down below, or who I should have added onto this list. This is Keon signing out.